Chapter 2. Infiltration. Coruscant was the pulsating heart of the galaxy, sprawled with towering skyscrapers, streets aglow with neon, and lavish establishments. Life thrummed through its veins as a myriad of species, cultures, and influences intermingled upon its streets. During his month-long stay on this city planet, Aaron found himself enveloped within the vibrant tapestry of elite society. Navigating the complex labyrinth of Coruscant's social hierarchy, Aaron moved with polished finesse, each step meticulously calculated to fortify his standing among the privileged. Concealing his optical implants to evade undue scrutiny, he projected the image of a debonair and cultured businessman, seamlessly melding into the glamorous milieu of high society. Through a blend of charm, intellect, and strategic networking, Aaron fostered connections with pivotal figures within Coruscant's upper echelons. From opulent galas to clandestine soirees, he adeptly maneuvered through the intricate social terrain, utilizing his magnetism and charisma to captivate influential personalities. As he forged alliances and solidified his position, Aaron remained vigilant. With each interaction, he gleaned valuable insights and gathered critical information, inching closer to uncovering the truth behind the clandestine activities that threatened the stability of the galaxy. Amidst his endeavors to solidify his influence, Aaron's path serendipitously crossed with Senator Darrell Thost, a prominent figure on Aaron's list provided by the Watcher's intel, wealthy, powerful, and exceedingly influential. Their encounter marked a pivotal turn, opening doors to even more exclusive circles within Coruscant's upper echelons. Impressed by Aaron's charm and sophistication, Senator Thost graciously extended a personal invitation to a charity gala he orchestrated, an event reserved solely for the crème de la crème of Coruscant's elite. The gala promised an evening of opulence and grandeur, a shimmering spectacle of affluence and benevolence. The event unfurled within a majestic ballroom adorned with extravagant embellishments, reflecting the refined tastes of Coruscant's privileged elite. Glistening chandeliers hung from the lofty ceiling, casting a soft, luminous ambiance upon the exquisitely attired attendees, enveloping them in an aura of luxury and prestige. The air was filled with the melodic strains of a live orchestra, their music weaving through the crowd like a subtle undercurrent. Guests, adorned in exquisite formal attire, mingled amidst intricately designed pillars, their animated conversations creating a symphony of voices that echoed within the grand hall. Tables adorned with holographic floral arrangements and delicate crystalware stretched across the ballroom, each one meticulously set for an extravagant feast. Culinary delights from across the galaxy were presented in an array of colors and textures, tempting the palates of the distinguished guests. The dance floor, a vast expanse of polished marble, enticed couples to engage in elegant waltzes and graceful twirls, their steps harmonized with the melodious strains of the orchestra. Droids, adorned in chic uniforms, gracefully navigated through the throng, presenting trays laden with delectable hors d'oeuvres and glasses filled with rare, effervescent libations, their shimmering allure adding to the ambiance of extravagance and refinement. At the center of the gala, a holographic display showcased the charitable endeavors being supported by the event, projecting images of aid reaching distant corners of the galaxy. The juxtaposition of luxury and altruism created an atmosphere of both celebration and philanthropy. Senator Darrell Thost, resplendent in his formal attire, moved through the crowd with an air of authority. He greeted guests with warm charm, acknowledging the presence of the galaxy's political, business, and cultural elite. After a while, Senator Thost's voice echoed through the grand hall as he delivered a stirring speech, his words resonating with a sense of purpose and conviction. As the applause subsided and guests began to mingle, his keen gaze fell upon Aaron, beckoning him over with a subtle gesture. With measured steps, Aaron approached the senator, his demeanor exuding an aura of confidence and sophistication. When the time came, Senator Thost, with a warm smile, introduced Aaron to his companion, Senator Crowley Rawlwood, a distinguished figure with striking blue skin, characteristic of the Pantaran species. "Crowley, allow me to introduce you to Mr. Aaron Raiso," Senator Thosta began, his tone filled with a sense of familiarity and respect. "Mr. Raiso is a prominent businessman with a keen interest in philanthropy and charitable endeavors. He has graciously agreed to support our cause tonight." Aaron inclined his head respectfully, offering a charming smile as he extended his hand in greeting to Senator Crowley. "A pleasure to meet you, Senator Rawlwood," he said smoothly, his voice carrying a hint of sincerity laced with diplomacy. "I've long admired your dedication to public service and the tireless efforts you've made on behalf of your constituents." Senator Crowley, with a gracious and welcoming expression, reciprocated the gesture, clasping Aaron's hand with a firm grip. "The pleasure is mine, Mr. Raiso," she replied, her voice tinged with a melodic cadence. "It's heartening to see individuals like yourself who are willing to contribute to the betterment of our society." Senator Thostes continued the topic. "Mr. Raiso, I must say, your commitment to philanthropy has not gone unnoticed. We are fortunate to have individuals like you who understand the importance of contributing to the greater good." Aaron's gaze, unwavering and demeanor poised, responded graciously. "Thank you, Senator. I believe that supporting causes uplifting our society is not just a responsibility but a privilege. Your dedication to such endeavors has been an inspiration." Senator Crowley's blue-skinned visage, adorned with a genuine smile, interjected with curiosity. "Mr. Raiso, could you share more about the specific areas that resonate with you the most? It's always enlightening to learn about the passions that drive influential individuals like yourself." Aaron, seamlessly weaving the fabric of his cover story, replied with a measured enthusiasm. "Certainly. Education has always held a special place in my heart. I believe in empowering the youth with knowledge and opportunities. In addition, medical research and advancements are areas where I've sought to make a meaningful impact." Senator Thost nodded approvingly. "Education and healthcare are indeed pillars of progress. It warms my heart to see individuals like you actively contributing to these noble causes. Our galaxy needs more philanthropists who understand the importance of investing in the future." The conversation continued, navigating through topics of shared interests and mutual goals. Aaron skillfully maintained the balance between divulging enough information to reinforce his cover while tactfully extracting valuable insights. After a while, the conversation seamlessly transitioned to business topics. "Mr. Raiso, I must admit, your philanthropic endeavors are commendable, but I am equally intrigued by your ventures in the business world. You seem to possess a keen eye for investment opportunities." Aaron acknowledged Senator Thostes' observation with a modest smile, his demeanor exuding confidence. "Thank you, Senator Thosta. I've always believed in the power of strategic allocation of funds to drive positive change and foster economic growth," he replied, his tone measured yet assured. Senator Crowley listened intently, her curiosity piqued by Aaron's reputation as a savvy businessman. "Mr. Raiso, I'm curious. Could you perhaps share with us an example of one of your recent endeavors?" she inquired, her azure gaze fixed on him expectantly. Aaron seized the opportunity to showcase his business acumen, outlining an investment opportunity in the renewable energy sector. "Certainly. I recently identified a promising venture in the development of advanced solar energy technology," he explained, his words laced with enthusiasm. "By leveraging cutting-edge innovations in photovoltaic cells and energy storage systems, we have the potential to revolutionize the way we harness and utilize solar power." Senator Crowley, momentarily rendered speechless, regarded Aaron with a newfound sense of respect. "That is truly brilliant. Mr. Raiso, your vision for the future is not only inspiring but also enlightening," she conceded, her tone infused with genuine admiration. "You possess a remarkable intellect and foresight." Senator Thost, observing the exchange with a knowing smile, remarked to Senator Crowley, "I told you he was exceptional, didn't I?" Arin graciously acknowledged the senator's praise with a humble nod, his expression reflecting a genuine appreciation for their kind words. "Thank you, senators. Your words are truly humbling," he replied, his tone sincere. "It's been a pleasure engaging in such meaningful discourse with individuals who are genuinely receptive." Senator Thost extended a hand towards Arin, a gesture of camaraderie and mutual respect. "Indeed, Mr. Rayso, it's always a pleasure to engage in stimulating conversation with individuals of your caliber," he remarked, his voice resonating with warmth. As Arin shook Senator Thost's hand firmly, he turned to Senator Crowley with a gracious smile. "Thank you for your interest, Senator Crowley. I look forward to the opportunity to continue our discussion in the future," he said, conveying his appreciation for her engagement. Senator Crowley returned the smile, her demeanor reflecting newfound admiration for Arin. "Likewise, Mr. Rayso, I'm certain our paths will cross again," she replied, her tone cordial. With a final nod of farewell, the senators bid Arin adieu, turning their attention to other guests as they navigated through the crowd. Left to his own devices, Arin continued to mingle with fellow attendees at the gala, his mind buzzing with the myriad possibilities that lay ahead. At one point, he paused for a moment longer on the inner balcony, his gaze scanning the bustling crowd below. With keen eyes, he meticulously analyzed the behavior of the guests, noting their interactions and mannerisms. Amidst the sea of faces, he observed a brunette woman gracefully making her way toward him. She exuded an air of confidence, her elegant dress flowing with each step, effortlessly drawing attention without overtly seeking it. She finally reached Arin's side. "Quite the gathering, isn't it?" she remarked, her voice soft but laced with a subtle charm. They stood side by side, both absorbed in observing the elegant spectacle unfolding before them. Arin responded with a polite nod, his demeanor composed and attentive. "Indeed it is," he replied, his tone measured yet engaging. "It's fascinating to witness the convergence of such influential figures in one place." The brunette's gaze shifted to Arin, lingering for a moment longer, her curiosity evident in the way she studied him. "And what influential figure are you?" she inquired, her tone playful yet tinged with genuine interest. Arin offered a faint smile, his expression masking the depth of his true identity. "Just a humble businessman, enjoying the festivities," he replied, his words carefully chosen to maintain the facade of his cover. His steel-gray gaze shifted to the woman. The brunette's lips curled into a knowing smile, as if she sensed there was more to Arin than met the eye. "You're quite the enigma, aren't you?" Her voice was soft and melodic as she sidled up to Arin, her gaze lingered on him with unabashed interest. Arin's lips curled into a sly grin. "Only as mysterious as the secrets I keep," he replied, his tone laced with a hint of amusement. The brunette chuckled softly. "Well, consider me intrigued," she said, her eyes dancing with amusement. "What's your story, Mr. Rayso?" Arin supplied smoothly, his gaze never wavered from hers. "Arin Rayso." "Arin Rayso," she repeated, savoring the name as if trying to unravel the mystery behind it. "A businessman with an enigmatic aura. I like that. Salela Thoste," she introduced herself, her hand warm against his as they shook. "I hope my father hasn't bored you with his philosophical speculations. He has a habit of doing this sometimes." Arin flashed a charming smile in response to Salela's question, his eyes sparkling with a hint of mischief as he leaned in conspiratorially. "Well, between you and me, I must confess that I found your father's philosophical musings to be, shall we say, a tad ponderous," he admitted, punctuating his words with a playful wink. Salela's lips curved into a genuine smile at his candid response, and a glimmer of amusement danced in her eyes. "You're the first person I've met who's dared to voice such sentiments," she remarked, her tone laced with genuine appreciation for his honesty. Aaron chuckled softly, the sound rich and melodious as he leaned back slightly, adopting an air of mock seriousness. "Ah, well, someone had to be the bearer of truth," he quipped, his expression light and carefree as he savored the easy rapport that had developed between them. Saleila's curiosity only intensified as she leaned in a fraction closer. "Tell me, Mr. Rayso, what brings you to such a distinguished event? Business, pleasure, or perhaps a bit of both?" Arn's response was artfully vague, laced with a touch of ambiguity. "A bit of both, I'd say. Networking in this esteemed gathering is both a pleasure and a business opportunity." "And what's the most daring thing you've ever done in the name of business?" Saleila mused, her voice a soft purr. Aaron leaned again in conspiratorially, a playful glint in his eyes. "Ah, the most daring things are often the ones that remain between the shadows." Saleila's eyes sparkled with curiosity, and a playful grin tugged at the corners of her lips. "You certainly have a way with words, Mr. Rayso. It's not often one encounters someone as intriguing as you at these events," she remarked, her genuine interest evident in the warmth of her tone. Aaron offered a gracious nod, acknowledging the compliment with a modest smile. "Well, I believe life should be filled with a touch of mystery, don't you think?" "Keeps things interesting," he replied, steering the conversation with practiced ease. As the night progressed, they traversed from one opulent corner of the gala to another, enveloped in an atmosphere alive with the hum of whispered conversations and the delicate clinking of crystal glasses. Aaron, ever the attentive companion, ensured that Saleila's glass was never empty, each refill seemingly enhancing the enchantment that enveloped them. Under the influence of both the intoxicating ambience and the allure of Aaron's tales, Saleila found herself drawn to him in a way she hadn't anticipated. Her fingers played with the edge of her glass as she gazed into Aaron's eyes, the steel-gray orbs seemingly holding a universe of secrets within them. In contrast, Aaron participated in the social ritual of drinking, but his medical cybernetic implants served as a shield against intoxication. His mind remained razor-sharp, a necessity in the intricate dance of manipulation and information gathering. He navigated the conversation with the finesse of a seasoned diplomat, always mindful of the delicate balance between revealing and concealing. As the ambient hum of the gala faded into the background, Saleila Thost leaned in, her voice a sultry whisper that piqued Aaron's interest. Her eyes glowed with a fiery passion, desire unmasked and eager. Leaning in even closer, she spoke directly to him. "Mr. Rayso, there's something about you that sets you apart from the usual crowd. A man who understands the thrill of mystery," she murmured, her words laced with a hint of invitation. Aaron maintained the charismatic facade that served him well in such situations and reciprocated with a half-smile. "Life is indeed full of surprises, isn't it? Sometimes the most alluring moments are the ones we least expect," he replied. Saleila took a step closer, her intentions laid bare. "And what surprises do you have in mind, Mr. Rayso?" she inquired, a suggestive glint in her eyes. Aaron, still feigning interest with equal intensity, played along with his words carefully chosen. "Well, that depends on the company, doesn't it? I find that the most thrilling surprises often unfold in the company of those who appreciate the art of secrecy," he responded, casting a knowing look. Using his skills in the art of manipulation, Aaron subtly steered the conversation towards the topic of familial secrets, planting the seeds of curiosity within Saleila's mind. With each carefully chosen word, he nudged her toward the brink of revelation, allowing her to feel as though the idea had blossomed from her own thoughts. "Well, Mr. Rayso," Saleila began, her voice barely above a whisper, There are certain matters within my family that few are privy to, matters that could prove intriguing, to say the least. Aaron, masking his eagerness behind a facade of casual interest, nodded in understanding. Ah, family secrets, the stuff of legends, aren't they? I must admit, Salela, you've piqued my curiosity, he replied, his tone laced with subtle intrigue. Salela's resolve wavered, her desire to confide in Aaron overpowering her reservations. There's a place we can talk more freely, away from prying eyes, she suggested, her gaze lingering on his with an intensity that mirrored her inner turmoil. Aaron, seizing the opportunity presented to him, offered a reassuring smile. Lead the way, Miss Thost. I'm all ears, he encouraged, his tone a blend of charm and reassurance. Upon entering the secluded guest room, Salela turned to face Aaron, her expression a mix of anticipation and desire. Before either of them could utter a word, Salela surprised Aaron with a hot, passionate kiss. Caught off guard by her sudden advance, Aaron's initial surprise quickly gave way to a calculated response. He reciprocated her kiss with equal fervor, his lips meeting hers in a heated embrace. At that moment, the air between them crackled with undeniable tension, fueled by desire and the thrill of the forbidden. As their lips parted, a knowing smile played at the corners of Aaron's mouth. Well, that was unexpected, he remarked, his voice tinged with amusement. Salela's cheeks flushed with color, but she met his gaze with newfound boldness. Some secrets are worth exploring, wouldn't you agree, Mr. Reso? She quipped, her tone teasing yet tinged with a hint of vulnerability. Aaron's smirk widened, and his gaze lingered on Salela with a mixture of intrigue and admiration. Indeed, and I have a feeling we're just scratching the surface, he replied, his words laden with promise. With a confident yet measured grace, Salela placed a hand on Aaron's chest, her eyes locked onto his with an intensity that spoke volumes. Without a word, the dance of attraction between them accelerated. Salela's lips met Aaron's in another passionate kiss, and the connection between them deepened in the dimly lit room. Aaron, ever the master of control, reciprocated in a way that mirrored the passion without compromising his focus. Even as the embrace became more intimate, his mind remained sharp, attuned to the mission at hand. As their lips parted, Salela's breath came in ragged gasps, her eyes alight with a mixture of passion and exhilaration. My father, he's been funneling weapons to the rebels on Balmora, she confessed, her words punctuated by the urgency of their intimacy. In response to her confession, Aaron began kissing her neck, his actions a deliberate distraction as he processed the gravity of Salela's revelation. Weapons to the rebels? He echoed, his mind racing as he connected the dots. Salela nodded fervently, her fingers tracing delicate patterns on Aaron's chest. Yes, it's all part of some grand scheme to destabilize the Empire, she explained, her voice tinged with a hint of excitement. With each touch of Aaron's fingers, her arousal heightened, merging with the intensity of the moment. Aaron's brow furrowed in concentration, his mind already formulating plans and strategies to capitalize on this newfound information. And your father, he's at the center of it all? He questioned, his voice low and conspiratorial. Salela nodded again, a mischievous smile playing at the corners of her lips. He's the puppet master, pulling the strings from behind the scenes, she revealed, her eyes sparkling with the thrill of the revelation. A sense of satisfaction washed over Aaron as he realized the magnitude of what Salela had just shared with him, and he subtly probed for more information. As his fingers trailed tantalizingly over Salela's skin, he deftly navigated the delicate balance between seduction and interrogation. His touch was calculated, each caress a subtle manipulation to keep Salela's arousal dancing on the edge, ensuring the flow of information continued. As she continued her narrative, Describing secret meetings within the confines of their mansion, Aaron absorbed every detail. However, Saleila's storytelling took on a cinematic quality, her imagination fueled by the allure of espionage and secrecy. "Late at night, in the underground chambers beneath our mansion," she whispered, her breath hitching as Aaron's fingers traced patterns along her skin. "My father and his associates gather, discussing their plans for Balmora and beyond. It's like something out of a hollow thriller, don't you think?" Aaron's response was a low murmur, his feigned enthusiasm matching Saleila's theatrical storytelling. "Absolutely fascinating," he remarked, his lips brushing against her ear. A clandestine cabal plotting in the shadows. He realized then that Saleila knew nothing more, but he indulged her in continuing with her fantasy. Saleila's eyes sparkled with excitement as she continued to divulge details. In her recounting, she outlined the intricacies of the meetings, the coded language used, and the specific individuals involved. With practiced finesse, Aaron guided Saleila's pleasure to its zenith, expertly navigating the delicate dance of seduction. As the waves of ecstasy washed over her, Saleila's breaths grew shallow and erratic, her body surrendering to the blissful release that Aaron orchestrated. As she drifted into a deep sleep, her now rhythmic breathing filled the room with a sense of tranquility. Aaron's mind remained sharp and focused. His cybernetic implants, now covering his steel-gray eyes, provided him with enhanced vision in the dimly lit room. With silent footsteps, he moved with cat-like grace, his senses attuned to every sound and movement around him. The room, though elegant, revealed traces of a carefree evening. A scattering of clothes and accessories hinted at the revelry that had unfolded just moments ago. Aaron's trained eyes scanned the surroundings, assessing the aftermath of their encounter. After a few seconds, his gaze fell upon Saleila's handbag carelessly thrown onto a nearby chair. With a quick, fluid motion, he approached and carefully retrieved the item. Slipping his hand inside, Aaron's fingers brushed against the smooth surface of an ID card nestled within. His lips curved into a satisfied smile as he examined the card, noting the details inscribed upon it. It was a simple yet invaluable discovery. The second part of the story told by the senator's daughter was certainly a figment of her imagination, but the first part, regarding the transfer of weapons to Balmora, was too precise to fall into the same category. Having Saleila's ID card would surely make it easier for Aaron to access some hidden console in the senator's mansion that contained more information about it. With practiced ease, Aaron tucked the ID card into a concealed pocket, ensuring that it remained safely hidden from prying eyes. He then took a moment to assess the situation. If Saleila woke up alone and discovered that her ID card was missing, she would likely put two and two together. He decided to stay until morning, planning to fake a heavy hangover to further remove any suspicion from him.